see here. We're about to go. Oh, we're live now. Let's see what happens here. Do you think it'll be on there or not? Well, good everybody. So this may now be only going on to Facebook for some reason. I'm not sure why. Just got a header here, a banner up the top that says, please enable live streaming for your YouTube account. Takes up to 24 hours. So I'll soon find out in a minute what's going on there. Jane wasn't sure, but anyway, just going to have a check now. We're actually in Lagos. At Marina de Lagos here. We arrived this morning, went in, got the car fixed up, got the trailer. Oh no, we've got someone on YouTube already popped up, so it must be, I don't know what this signal is here. Don't worry about it, Jane, because I've got someone just popped up from YouTube as well, so it must be live there. So I'm just going to close that, and then the header's gone. So we're in Lagos. Always good to be back. It's a fantastic place. Picked up the car, and the guys at the yard here, fantastic. They serviced the rib and changed the wheel bearings on the trailer and did all this other stuff and looked after everything. We had the rib loaded with everything, and I was worried some of it might have gone missing, but it's all there. And we got the car, so the car's good to go. And if all goes well, we'll be out of here tomorrow morning and back in Les Sables d'Olonne by Saturday, which will be good, although it started to rain tonight. So hopefully that's gone. Anyway, this is going to be a pretty simple tracker update. The only thing I've got to tell you is that Argo sent us a message just talking about a few bits, but I'll bring that up at the end because then there'll be more people here. The other fun part is that Coconut's been well and truly overtaken. So there we go. And before we actually get in there, I just want to remind everyone of a couple of things. This is our webpage for the Mini Globe Race. I think you've all seen it before. You know you've got all these different headings along the top here, the list of entrants, their profiles, media accreditation, all sorts of stuff there. And this is where you link to, you just hit a box and it goes to the tracker or it goes to latest news and so on. One of the ones that some people might not realise, although if you're watching it on YouTube, this will be interesting. If you're watching it on Facebook, not so interesting. But if I hit that box there that says entrant Facebook pages, you can see what happens here. If you're on YouTube because you don't like Facebook or you're not on Facebook and you want to know what's going on, you can hit that box and it comes to the entrant Facebook updates. So this is basically their Facebook pages. So whatever Captain Coconut said recently, it'll be there. Little B, Dan, all his posts are up there, all of them. That's a direct link to each of the entrants' Facebook pages. So Jasmine, for instance, bloody Jasmine's got more followers than us. I just saw that. That's no good. Jeepers, that's the next objective. She's got 7,584 followers. So if you're watching this and you haven't liked and followed the MGR Facebook page, please do. That's my new objective. We want to get at least 7,600 followers. We can't have that. Jeepers. So anyway, you can get onto their Facebook page without being a Facebook member. You can scroll down here. You can see here's all John's latest posts that he's been putting up. And as I say, Jasmine the same. I can scroll down, watch all their posts that they've had, and you don't have to be a member of Facebook, so you can read everything there. That's very important because that's where they're putting up all their news. They're not sending it to us so much. We do get a group WhatsApp and get little snippets. We've been really particularly busy today, so I just wanted to remind you of that. So if I go back to the home page again, there's the boxes popped up. There's any number of boxes there. You got all sorts of stuff, but I'm just going to hit the live tracker. It takes me there straight away. Boom, here it is. So I'm now getting on to leg 1 on the tracker. So I just hit that, and we should have I actually set this up an hour ago, realizing if I wait for an hour, then I can actually get the latest positions because they should have all rolled over here, and that's showing 2000. Yep. So we've got the current position of the boat. It's only about 8 minutes old, so that's kind of cool. And it looks like, it has Origami's past Captain Coconut as well, I think. So our pace boat is doing an excellent job, and they're all having a lot of fun. And it looks like they're all, is that one? No, Trekker's still behind on that. Not sure why this is going on. Trekker's got a bit of an issue with their tracker. So that's not a current signal. We'll work that out when we get there. Anyway, they're making particularly good time. They're absolutely flying. They're going to be there quicker than we all imagined once again. And the weather has been pretty good, but they're sailing well. There's Panama right at the bottom of the screen here. Straight line sailing. They're a little bit north of the run line. Sorry? No YouTube live. Okay, so that's going to be a bit of a bother, but I don't know what we can do about that. But anyway, we'll keep it rolling and just stick with Facebook. Okay, so let's get this show on the road. I'll pick that up there, and I'll build this up here. I just got to, I just got to. Okay, I thought it might have been an entrant message then. I just got a ding, but it's not. So here we go. Where do we go here? I'll put the grids on so you get a point of reference. And here's Popeye right at the back of the fleet, 4.2 knots, 103 nautical miles. Still okay. It's as long as you're making 100 miles a day, you're on the projected average speed. That's the best way to look at it. Skookum, 4.5 knots, doing 107 nautical miles in the day. So that's not too bad. And Trekker, I'll just estimate his position. This was at 1400. So the other's at 2000. So that's 6 hours difference. And he was making 4.6. So 6 5 would be 30. So it's about 26 was 24, 25, 26, about 26 miles. So just to put him in the picture, if we go bing, bing here, I'll just see how we're going. Okay, 26. There's 20. So he'd be coming about third. He's going to be up here somewhere. So that's about where Trekker should be on the current plot. Okay, but he's not. So never mind. Now Peter Punk, I haven't heard any bad news. So I'm assuming she's back on track, and it's just that she lost so much ground when she had that medical issue. She's done 118 mile day, which is pretty good, doing 5.1 knots, which is respectable. You can see there's a difference there. Skookum 4.6, Popeye 4.2, Trekker was doing 4.6, and then there you go. Peela's doing 5.1. But once you lose that much ground, it's going to be very hard for her to recover anything of substance. Kerry's doing 6.3, so they're still moving a bit faster. Anyway, still okay. Sun Bear hanging in there. 113 mile day, doing 5 knots. That's quite happy material. BB 5.1 knots, 114 mile day, and just up the front, Jasmine. So Jasmine's in front of BB. That's going to create a pretty cool conversation when they get to Panama, if she can hold that spot. 113 mile day and 5.4 knots, all very cool. And John on Elijah 5.4, 122 mile day. So once again, the guys up the front are kicking out regularly, slightly bigger average speeds over 24 hours. 122 mile day for Argo, 5.4, holding their own. And Little B, 112. I was just going to say, that's unusual. What's he doing there? And he's got a delayed position report as well, similar to Trekker. So he's probably up around here somewhere. I'm assuming you can see my cursor. He'll be up around there somewhere, so that'll kick over shortly, so stand by. It's unusual. We do get glitches on a YB tracker, but usually the positions are pretty good. The glitches used to be 24-hour days, so we're onto it, and we'll see what's happening, what's causing the delay. Coconut's doing 6.3, and there's Origami right on his hammer, overtaking Captain Coconut. They will have been looking at each other. They're pretty close together, so you can see they converged back here during the day, and I'm sure they've been chatting on the VHF, because even now, if we put a distance on that, what do we got? 2 miles apart. That's nothing. That's what we call spitting distance. So they've actually been having some fun, and I reckon we'll probably hear about that later on. So down here now, I don't know what. Well, first of all, Immortal Game still hanging in there, 5.8, 131 mile days. That's really good. The problem is there's this huge problem that everyone's got is how do you slow this guy down? Cheapers. He's consistently dramatically higher, and he's still sounding pretty relaxed, but he's driving the boat. 5.8 knots, 5.8 knots, and 141 mile day. That's really healthy in these conditions. He's only got a certain number of sails to put up, so not sure what's happening. He's certainly doing a good job. And remember, over here, Origami has no wind vane. I'm not sure what he's up to. Obviously, I would suggest at this point that his autopilot is still working. So when he can get sleep, at least he's heading in the right direction. We've got a bit of a blip there for the course on Carpentras as well. So if this weather here is true, he's running more dead downwind than the other, than slightly, sort of cutting it at an angle, which is better for the asymmetrics. So I'm not sure what he's got up, but whatever it is, it's working. So Renaud is hanging in there, way out front of everyone, making significant grounds, and distance to the finish is only 590 miles. So he's halfway there. Halfway there already. Let's look at the what the ETAs are suggesting, because they're really holding their own big time. I'll keep it from the start. I like doing that because it averages out. If they get a really fast speed in the last 4 hours, it distorts everything. But as an average overall, it's still looking at the early hours of the 4th of March, which is pretty impressive. Same for Origami, 4 hours behind, but that could change. They've got a few challenges coming up shortly. I'm wondering whether Origami is. Renaud is holding up to get the currents. We'll have a look at that. That's a big deciding factor later. The others are all looking the 5th. Everyone's hanging in on the 5th. Then there's a couple of the tail enders on the 6th. Trekker's not got a current position, so all very interesting, and they're all heading towards being sometime tomorrow being halfway. So let's have a look at the weather for the next couple of days. I'll push that out there and get this happening here. Come back a bit so you can see what's happening. We didn't actually look at Gary, who seems to be heading down, but we'll see how that goes. Here we go. They're going to get around the corner. Before we do anything, I'm going to look at the currents just to see if, I reckon that's what he's done. You can see here. Oh, where did Kerry go? Kerry's. Oh, he must have been, hang on. Just get off there. Yeah, there they are there. I've got a feeling this is a juggling act. They all know where this current is, right? And so maybe he's decided to come and hit here and cut it at a bit flatter angle to get more of a current that's going to push him up a bit. And then he can, when he gets pushed up, he can cut across it. So the angle of the boat will be coming down. So for his asymmetrics, he's sailing really well, but he'll get a bit of a free ride because down here, this is much slower here. You can see Origami is going to cut it through here, and the difference is that kind of speed is a couple of knots, and this one here is less than a knot. It's probably only half a knot, and the distance that they're going to sail through it to get the effect, that's about 50 miles. So that's about 10 hours. So 10 hours at 2 knots, that's 20 miles. I'm good at maths, eh? So you could get a boost of 20 miles, and 20 miles is a lot. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the next 24 hours, okay? Or it's going to be less than that, but that's maybe what Renaud is up to, because if you see this current course, he's a straight line sailor, right? He'd normally go down there, he's going to cut it there, but I reckon he's just thinking it's somewhere around here, he'll clap along there, and then what the heck, he's going to zip down here, which is a good idea because there's probably going to be light winds down there. And when there's light winds, you can actually sail faster if you've got the apparent wind forward of the beam even. And so that could be part of his tactics as well. Whereas Kerry might be too busy to get the latest forecast and things like that. So now that I've mentioned all this, all the managers will get onto that and start sending signals. There's always a toss-up. It happens, but I'm not saying it will, but it happens. But this could be a good move by Renaud. And it could be what he's up to. Temperatures, let's have a look. We'll get rid of that and we'll just see that temperature here is looking a bit grim down there. Yeah, it's a bit the same. So yeah, high 20s. High 20s. Okay, we want to look at the wind now. And okay, there's the wind. Get rid of this, make it a bit smaller. Oh no, you can see that from there. I've got it pop up on my screen here, so I want to get rid of that. We'll pull that back there and we'll start pushing the weather through. Here we go. So that's the 27th, getting a bit softer for the 27th. The rest of it is now we're in the 28th. So it's 24 hours from now. It's pretty much the same. It did get a little bit softer, but not too much. 29th, 28th, and then the 1st, it's swinging around, absolutely swinging around, but plenty of breeze. They'll still be making fast times. There's right through the 2nd, so the next 3 days, they're looking good. Okay, that's enough of that. Okay, so let's step this out to see what Gary's up to, and I'll tell you how far he's travelled on his qualifier here. I'll just hit that there for the moment, put his snail trail on, just to be transparent here. Now I've got to measure it off again. So that's where he was, straight through. There it is there. There's 160, and another 100 near enough, 260, and another 100, that's 360, and another one there. So he's currently done 460, 70, 80, 480, 480, 480. That's 480, that'll be 500 and 550. He still needs to do a couple of turns yet. We need to see at least 600 miles. So I'll send him a message and say, stay out there, Gary, don't come in yet. Well, boom. Okay, that's enough of the tracker. Let's come back here to me and we'll just say good day to everyone and then bugger off. Okay, you removed your camera from the stream. Note that your audience, blah, 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 blah. There's some funny stuff going on here. I don't know what it is, but anyway, here we are. I'll get this wrapped up if I can get it up there. I can't get it up.
If you're not hiding the screen and move out, then people can't hear you.
No, I was there, but I'm assuming I was. Cheap as I hope I was. No, I wasn't there. It's got something to do with the program. Now I can't get up to the top of the questions. Something's going really strange here. I cannot get to the top. I'm only showing Nigel, Gus Van Anker, and Bob Haley for the questions here or comments and stuff. I cannot get up there, and I'm not sure why. And there's a lot less people there, so this isn't going right. Anyway, Nigel, great to have another race to follow. Good. Gus Van Anker, again, great stuff. Hi from Tenerife this time. Cool. Not sure. I'm hoping this has worked. Maybe it didn't. If it didn't, sorry about that. Not sure when we'll get up. If we get up tomorrow, we're driving 2 days now back to Les Sables d'Olonne. So we'll see you again. See you later. Thanks. Bye.